If you're dealing with snow and freezing weather, you might appreciate this video. I'll show you around the garden a little bit, and I have a story about a neighborhood bully. Sometimes it's hard to believe that I planted all these things less than a year ago. I see a lot of critters, but this one had to be one of the more fascinating. It's called a bagworm, and it has its house with it. Growing some basil in a pot, that's been going well. I planted this yellow squash and got a huge squash from it, but then I discovered that maggots had started eating it, and there's no way I'm going to eat that. I knew I had a few papaya trees growing, but my gardener told me there are 10. So I might remove a couple of them and give them away if they all actually keep growing. The cucumbers from seeds started out well, but then I don't think I'm going to get any cucumbers because something funky is happening. And I know this sounds weird, but I absolutely love having a compost bin. I first started doing it in San Luis Obispo, and I absolutely love getting fresh compost. My banana tree fell, so I'm taking my machete over and gonna chop this baby up and put the banana leaves in my compost pile. And I have one more stalk up here that is producing bananas, and then I just noticed another one on the other side. There's a flower starting over here. So I'm gonna have a lot of bananas. I have a favor to ask. If you're one of the 70% of people who are not subscribed but watch the videos, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe. I want to preface this story by telling you that I do watch a lot of true crime, and maybe my mind goes toward the melodramatic, but I do believe that this cat wants to kill Feather and take over her life. That's him attacking my shoe. He has already stolen one of my shoes. I left shoes outside and one was missing. It wasn't the wind that took it. It wasn't anything else other than this little attack bully cat. They're playful and quasi-friendly through the door. I used to feed them treats together through the door, outside for the bully, inside for Feather. But every time I would let Feather outside, if that bully cat was outside, he would stalk her and attack her. Now, she wasn't 100% innocent in this whole thing. She definitely gets a little bit, catty toward him, but I think she's just trying to protect herself. This cat is huge compared to her, and I've seen him attack her, and he just completely envelops her. But the way they interact sometimes through the door, exposing their bellies, rolling around, staying there, looking at each other, you'd think that they want to play and that they'd be great friends. After one time when he attacked her and she was pretty scared, I started spraying him away from the patio and the property. And he actually went into the jungle and cried. Then he showed up like a week later with an injury to his leg. So then that tugged on my heartstrings, and I felt bad for the cat because he was limping. Might have been a fake, I don't know. He does have a home. He lives across the street with 4 other cats. And a couple of them have also shown up here. But this one is definitely the bully. So I guess basically they just need to have this social condom barrier between the 2 of them in order to be civilized, because they can't play nice in person, but through the glass they have a beautiful friendship. I don't feed him any more treats, and I try not to pay attention to him. Are you gonna steal my other shoe? You already took one from one pair. I see you plotting to take the next one. He has peed and pooped on that beanbag chair. He comes to hunt in the garden, and you know what he's doing in this pile of sand. And he has attacked me before, and I did catch this one on video. All right, you can get out of the way. Ow! He won't let me in my own house. I used to feel safe living here, but this cat is relentless. So if I end up dead with a bunch of claw marks on me, you know who to look for. Oh, let's go back to the piece. My friend told me that this bird looks like he's contemplating his life choices, and I totally see that. I'm very impressed with how the birds eat every single segment of the orange. They don't leave any bit of fruit left at all. I know some people don't like morning glories because they take over. I'll be happy if these take over. And in fact, I want them to cover this trellis, so I want them to be virulent, and I'm just not sure if they're placed in the right spot because the leaves don't look super healthy. I am her bodyguard and her protector. It is nice that she has kind of chilled out a little bit from exploring too far off the property, because she had a bad experience with a big rodent in the jungle and a couple of other little tiffs. I had some bromeliads planted here, but they do not do well in full sun, so I wanted to plant the walking iris, and I needed to move this plant and didn't want to disturb the spider. So I planned everything out, dug the holes, got the irises in place, and the spider didn't even flinch while I transplanted it. The bromeliad got a better home in a little bit of shade, and then the next morning after planting the irises, I had these beautiful blooms. I didn't realize they only live for one day. I love this plant. It's so fragrant. It can get pretty leggy, so I thought that I could train them to maybe go in the ground and develop roots in the ground. So far, that hasn't happened. If you have any tips or suggestions, let me know. I decided to put that last walking iris on the other side. That way it'll really look like it's walking across the yard. And I guess it will walk across the yard. Those little babies will just put themselves in the ground and then keep going. Gardening can be bloody hard work. Well, that's actually from my cat, not the bully cat. Thanks so much for watching. Coming up next, I have riding around town on Buttercup, Las Mosas waterfalls, a trip to Coronado, and the Mandarin Festival.
I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a